Hey, Guitar Heroes. I just kind of wanted to talk about why I think Guitar Hero or Clone Hero is the best rhythm game out there. I'll mostly just be comparing it to like Osu, Beat Saber, and like DDR. I know there's a lot of other rhythm games out there, but those are kind of like the big ones that have kind of gone mainstream, at least. To start off, one thing that really separates Guitar Hero from those other rhythm games is that most rhythm games tend to only focus on, like playing notes along with a beat. And sure, Guitar Hero you can play along with a beat, but you can also play with melodies. And it's a lot easier to visualize, sort of like it's almost easier to see it as a tab in this format, as opposed to, like, say with Osu, the notes kind of just, they go all over the screen, but you're not really looking at it on like a chart. But the way you're looking at Guitar Hero notes, it's kind of like reading music in some ways, like very basic music, since there's only like 5 notes. But you have like measures and bars and time signatures that are all visible. With DDR and Beat Saber, they do move in a similar fashion, but they're not on. There's no like backboard that has the measure bars. But anyway, that's kind of a weird way of explaining that, but I would say that Osu is second best to Guitar Hero in my opinion, but there is one thing that Osu I really don't like about it, and that is the full combo streak concept. So for those of you who haven't played it, in games like Osu, your multiplier will just keep going up as long as your streak keeps going up. Like with Guitar Hero, you hit 30 notes in a row, and you're up to a ×4. You can't get any higher than that. I mean, you miss one note, like, yeah, it sucks, but you can get back up to a ×4 without too much trouble. But in Osu, if you miss one note, say you miss one note in the middle of the song, then it's just a dead run, because every note after that is worth like no points, because you just gave like a huge multiplier. Now, I know that isn't really a big problem in like Beat Saber or DDR. I mean, Beat Saber will give you your multiplier back pretty quickly. But then we get to the actual mechanics of how you play the rhythm game. And I think that Guitar Hero has the best mechanics because, like, you have your left hand that can hit the complex, like, patterns on the screen. But then you have your strumming hand that can take care of like hitting the same note repeatedly really fast. So like with both of your hands working together, there's the most potential to be able to hit the most amount of notes. Like if you look up the absolute best of any of these games, like sure it's mind-blowing to see like the world's best Osu players or the world's best like Beat Saber players. But I still think like the world's best Guitar Hero players are the most entertaining to watch because they're still like hitting the most notes per second, I guess. I mean, there are Guitar Hero players that can hit like upwards of 60 notes per second in certain sections, and I don't think you'll ever see that kind of numbers in any of the other rhythm games. But the controls for Guitar Hero really just are good for having a lot of flexibility. Now with Osu, like, sure you can tap 2 buttons fast while your other hand is moving the mouse around the screen. But honestly, I could never tap those 2 buttons nearly as fast as I could strum. And you don't even have tricks like rake strumming or anything. I'm just kind of playing this amalgamation song in the background while I talk about this. But yeah, then we get back to like the interface kind of thing. I was a little disappointed in Beat Saber how like when you first download the game, it comes with like, I don't know, 10 songs at the most, and then you're expected to download third-party software just to like get any more songs. Like, I get that you have to download custom songs for Clone Hero and Osu manually, but at least all you have to do is save the files onto it, and it's pretty easy. But when it came to Beat Saber, I was just like, why do I have to download third-party software for this? It seemed kind of sketchy. But it is nice with Clone Hero and with Osu. You can just download packs of songs, and so you can just get up to thousands of songs and never run out of things to play. But then I also wanted to mention, when it comes to the accuracy thing, I think Guitar Hero's, Clone Hero is the only rhythm game that doesn't penalize you for not hitting it directly on the note. You know, like most of them will give you like full points if you get an excellent, or lower your points if you're, you know, a millisecond off or something. And not that I have anything against like trying to be more accurate, but I honestly just enjoy like hitting more notes as the challenge rather than trying to be more accurate on fewer notes. Which also leads into a couple other problems, is the fail meters. So with Guitar Hero, I mean, everyone kind of plays no fail mode on at this point, because I feel like adding the fail, it's kind of just obnoxious, because like, especially if you're playing songs you don't know, then you'll just fail halfway through it, and you're like, well, do I even try again? Because I don't want to play that whole thing again. And it's just really obnoxious. And even with when you had the fail mode on with Clone Hero, it was pretty generous. And you have star power, that's also a really good mechanic that you can use that on the super hard spots to really make up for, you know, parts that you would normally fail at. Whereas, like in games like, well, any of the other three I mentioned, they have extremely sensitive fail meters, which basically means they expect you to get near FC if you even plan on playing the songs. Which I think is kind of annoying, because it kind of discourages you from pushing yourself. Like when it comes to Guitar Hero, I mean, I'm not doing super great because I'm trying to talk while I play, but something that I really like about Guitar Hero, just playing on no fail, is you can really push yourself. You know, play something that's way too hard for you. Like, sure, you're going to get a crappy score, and I think that that's punishment enough. But in the other rhythm games, you try playing a harder song than you can, and it's just like, well, you're just going to fail. And I know you can turn on no fail on other games too. But with the thing about losing your multiplier unless you FC the whole song, or just having really sensitive fail meters, and I don't know, it doesn't feel as fun to push yourself in other games, whereas in this, like, I'm pushing myself hard. Like, even at my skill level, I still feel like I'm improving every single day, which is just crazy to think after playing it for, 10 plus years, that I'm still getting better. Another thing that kind of bothers me when I was talking about how you get like more points for being more accurate per note on some songs, I think that's kind of an annoying concept, because especially when you have to deal with calibration. Like, I played a bunch of Beat Saber recently, and it's like every song is kind of on its own level of calibration. So you could hit every note in the song, and it's like, oh, congrats, you got, you hit 100% of the notes, but you got like a B rating or something. And I'm like, why? And turns out the whole song was just off calibrated, and so you weren't getting full points for any notes, even if you were hitting them right when the song was playing. So Yeah, when it comes to like accuracy with notes, I think that's really annoying. If you're gonna deal with bad calibration, especially, I'd prefer to just have to hit the notes. I like to feel like because I hit the note, that's what counts. Not like you hit the note, but it was a little bit off, so you didn't get full credit, and it just complicates things so much more. So it's like those other games like to focus on playing more simple things but being more accurate on it, whereas Guitar Hero is more like play things as fast as and as crazy as you can move your hands, and that's kind of more of what I'm into. I think that's probably the best way that sums it up. But that kind of brings me into the next point I wanted to go over, is that things I wish they would add to Clone Hero. Now, I know it's still in like alpha, or it's still in pre-release. It's not the full version yet. Yeah, there are a few things I hope they, add. And I know they're still working on it, and I don't know exactly what they're working on, so maybe they already are working on some of these things. But, like, let's see if that's the right button. Like, right here, for example, I didn't get a high score, but I wish I could see what my previous high score was, because, like, let's say you play a song and you beat your high score, you see your new score, and you're like, wait, I don't even know what my last score was, but I can't go back and check because now that score has been completely overwritten. So, like, unless you check your score before you play it, then you're not even going to know how much you improved on it when you actually finish. I also hear they're working on like an online mode, which is really awesome. I'd love to have, like a friends list, and you can have leaderboards for songs and see what your friends play and what scores they get. One thing I think would be really interesting if they add an online mode, I don't know if this is possible or not, but it would be really cool if they had sort of like daily tournaments. So like, say they put up a song one day and be like, all right, today's tournament, play Through the Fire and Flames at 125% speed, or just some very specific custom thing. And then, there's just a daily leaderboard, and then maybe you get points for doing well in the leaderboard. I don't know. It just to like build up your account score or whatever. It's just it would be an interesting way to keep people playing every day, just kind of have daily reward kind of things. But, yeah, this video is kind of just me ranting on about why I love Clone Hero and some things that I would still love to see them add to it, because I don't think we've seen an update for quite a while, but I'll keep playing it as long as it still works. So hopefully you guys all enjoy playing it, and I probably won't be making another video before Christmas, so have a Merry Christmas to everybody too. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching.